Hi guys, it's Scott here again from Outlaw Garage. Got a great video coming up for you today. We're heading off shortly to see one of our friends, Rob, who's building a 15-window Volkswagen bus with a 964 engine in it. I'm down with a little bit of man flu at the moment. Hope that doesn't come across in the video too much. Hope you enjoy it.
Alright, so it's Brazilian. I'm not ashamed of the fact, but I've got a Brazilian bus, so I could just do what I'm doing to it without feeling guilty. Doing all the chassis strengthening. It's a resto mod, so underneath it's completely brand new and a lot faster, and on top it will look beautiful, I hope. It's going to be Singer inspired on top, so going for the sort of...
There's a lot of work involved in that.
I know. And with the engine as well, I'm going to intend to clean it all up, get rid of all the unnecessary stuff. I'm going to try and stick in the independent throttle bodies on it and actually sort it all out and make it look really good. Standalone ECU, probably won't bother with a Porsche ECU. Make a program in and playing about with it, tuning it a bit easier.
I'd have thought it would have been better to put a standalone ECU in because wiring wise, but also the ECU tends to copper load because of the heat if it's in the engine bay area, and then that's tighter with probably a little bit less airflow, and I would have thought it would cook your ECU eventually.
So it gives me the option to play about with it.
Is that the original motor there? Yeah. There's some difference in size between the two.
Yeah, but you got to remember, all of this stuff around there is all exhaust.
Yeah.
That'll all come out. Once the tin wears off of it and the engine's back, it's a cylinder longer, but it will go in. Definitely will go in. Obviously there'll be a few modifications to the... I'm not the first to have done it, so I know it will go in. I've got the red line design front and rear coil string twin wishbone suspension going on there. So the torsion tube I don't need. So because the suspension will stay on it even if I take the Porsche engine out at some point, but I can cut the torsion tube, divert it, so I've still got all the strength in from there, and then get the nose and the gearbox up and through. But once that all comes out, it'll still be left with all the mounting points of a Volkswagen. So that's the intention. Whether or not I pull it off. I have got no intention of selling it. So
some work to be carrying out. There's not many people here. Well, there's no one here.
It's amazing.
Do it at home.
yeah, well, when I moved here, I've always been into cars and bought my full workshop with me because I know where to put it, or the contents of it. So we stuck it in the container, brought it over here with everything except that pillar drill. That came over with the engine, and I shipped that this year because the removal company wouldn't take it for me because it weighs nearly 200 kilos.
Have you built a few before?
I've done a few, yeah. I first started helping my old man. He built a Westfield when I was about 12, got involved in that. I've done Beetles, countless Beetles, flipping them, turning them and selling them on. Fastback, built a show-winning beach buggy back when I was 16, and ready from when I was legal. That got featured in Volkswagen back in '92, I think that was.
Might have to dig a picture out of that then.
I could probably find you one.
Are you going to paint this yourself as well?
No. I'd love to, but I don't want to kill myself with the neighbours, and modern day paint's a little bit naughty.
Yeah.
Plus this is a bit of a thing about smells. But I do want to, I mean, all the cars I've ever done, obviously being where I am in Dubai, I'm a little bit better off than I was back in the UK. You probably don't want to put this bit in. But the point I make...
I think it's a common conception.
Well,
right.
Don't ruin the perception.
I was in the UK when it was raining on me, and now I'm in Dubai.
Now I'm in Dubai, I can put no, I want to have a really nice paint job on it. I really do. I want to have it...
Two-tone? Single? Or?
Single. It's going to be Porsche Fashion Grey.
Fashion Grey. What year is that?
It's about 57, 356 colour. They have redone it for the latest Cayman. Oh, hello, Jordan.
See, we are definitely a big fan of the Bulldogs on the channel. Hello! Hello! Hello, you! Hello! I should have brought my little fella. Hello!
Where's Charlie, Dora? Where's Charlie?
I think 3 bulldogs in an environment are a little bit uncontrollable though.
What did it actually come out of?
964, 1989, 964, C2 manual.
So how many miles you said?
78,000 miles.
So plan top end rebuild and then kind of go from there.
Yeah. People say that the metal on the Brazilian buses is thinner, and I think in some places they're definitely right. Certainly things like the doors and whatever, the weight difference between a German and a Brazilian one.
You can feel it.
And now that I'm putting all this new metal back in, the classic fab stuff's pretty thick. I think even compared to the original German stuff. So,
Yeah.
but they say it's going to be solid when it's done.
Yeah, well, me and Len said earlier, like yep, there's always the stigma attached to a Brazilian bus, but by the time you finish this,
But this will be a 1960.
there's no Brazilian left in it, really.
Well, there will be. It still have its Brazilian roots, but it will be model right for sort of probably around March, April 1965.
Yeah, and with the modification and the work that you're doing on it,
Yeah.
does it matter?
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, I'm not trying to hide it. I mean, I'm never going to sort of go away from the fact or try and say it's a German bus at all.
Yeah.
But there's certain things I like, the bullet indicators, the small round look tail lights, that type of stuff. And when you look at the features because this is an absolute hodgepodge of everything. It's got bay window stuff on it, it's got later stuff on it. But when you take all the sort of predominant features like the high hinge doors and whatever, the bits that you really don't want to change, then sort of draw a line working out what you've got, it's the least amount of work to get it back to a 1960s.
Yeah. No, I think it's really cool.
It should be. Lip that's left, so when you've got then the spots connected to the other piece,
Yeah.
then I'll slip between, and then I can fold it up, and then literally 2-3 twists with the pliers, and the whole thing just drops off with no leaving any holes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's laborious. I mean, this whole section here from this long side, I've still got to get this under section from here done. So where the long side comes back in, I've tried doing it upside down, but then I thought, well, it's on a rotisserie, I'll wait till I can spin it, and I'll do it stand the right way up.
It's really odd because I've just never seen anyone. I'm trying to think if I've come across anyone that's even tried to do anything. Usually it's lack of space in this country.
Yeah, that's the killer. Yeah.
And then time is the other way. But I guess it's work pending if you have enough time to throw at it.
But this isn't easy either. This isn't anybody can do it bullshit going on.
Oh no. Yeah,
You know,
Jesus. I wouldn't even.
It's a challenge. It's not easy.
I wouldn't even try. I don't think. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well,
I've always been pretty good at taking things apart.
yeah, we are.
It's a weapon, and that's a big heavy fan, so I'm a little bit worried about what this is going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And with the right exhaust, it'll sound great, you know.
I presume full discs all around this as well. Yeah.
I'll show you upstairs, actually. I'll show you the storeroom.
Yeah.
Quick upstairs.
And it'll resonate through the bus as well.
Yeah.
That engine will just, it gives it the kind of cathedral kind of feeling, doesn't it?
There are a couple. There's a couple that have been built in Europe. There's one in France. There's obviously the race taxi everyone knows.
Yep.
But that's not a standard. That's built on a Porsche chassis, I think. No, what do they? I think it might be built on a T25 chassis because the actual whole bus is widened. If you look at the race taxi, it's a wide split.
Yeah, okay.
And there is another guy in Belgium somewhere that's got one as well. But I think this will definitely be the first one in Dubai.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. Quite a long way.
So how bad was it when you actually got it? Because obviously you've stripped a lot down from it.
Yeah.
But is it that you've
There was lots and lots of rust which had in places either just been covered with filler or whatever. And there was lots and lots of panels that are damaged and warped. You've only got to fill this panel here. This is pretty much how most of it was. It's just been a working bus. This bit don't need like put in, it's lovely, but this bit's going to need loads of work to basically shrink it back and get it back.
Yeah, because it's matte, you can't really notice it very much, but as soon as you touch it, you feel it.
But it's why I'm replacing quite a lot of it as well. The floors had it, Some of the bits
Yeah?
were like, I mean, the chassis is lovely. The actual chassis rails are really quite nice.
Yeah, because that's generally why I asked, because like the chassis looks pretty good.
I think
and
what
if this is original, like it's not.
Yeah. No, this hasn't been replaced.
No.
But I think what had happened is the roof had a couple of perforations on it, and water's come down the inside. So you look round the inside, so it's almost come from the top down rather than the bottom up.
Yeah. Okay.
They're simple, but it's still a big discussion.
So.
What else have I got planned?
Yeah, we've
Right.
heard
A rumour.
a controversial rumour from Len, and I think it's fair that it's controversial.
Yeah, well, but it's his choice, right?
It isn't. Yeah.
I sometimes am a little bit trigger happy on things like eBay. So I end up.
Hang on. Hang on. So what?
So sometimes I can be a little bit trigger happy on eBay and things like that, or any sort of online shopping type thing. I'm the world's worst. And a complete walkthrough section came up in the UK. And,
Original or original one?
It's all here, it needs work on it.
Hang on. Let's come round. Walkthrough though. See, the bulldog still loves the water bottle. I don't think we're getting that. I don't think we're getting that off him anytime soon.
No, he's recycling that. Yeah, so I've started having a bit of a play about it, but I've got the whole walkthrough sections that came out of bus, and the guy was doing the opposite of what I wanted to do, and he's converted it into a bulkhead bus. It's only going to be really me and the missus. The idea is it's going to be sort of like a day camper. It'll have a rock and roll bed in the back.
Yeah.
It'll probably have a small unit with just a sort of a small fridge or something in it. And it's just me and her to go in the shows and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've got a complete walkthrough. I know they're a bit marmite, the either love them or hate them.
Look, I don't. So you clearly have an opinion on it.
I think he's done so much to this bus, and if he wants a walk through, have a walk through.
Yeah, I genuinely don't mind a walkthrough.
No, I think.
But I was like, the bulkhead actually looks half decent.
Yeah.
Well, I guess then you're going to rip the bulkhead out that actually looks like.
After I bought a new one,
Oh,
didn't I? Yeah,
you did buy a new
proper
one.
friend, eh?
Yeah.
He told me the day after I bought one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's a bit controversial.
Yeah, so I might put it back together again and then decide not to.
But
I
I get why you would do it.
I like the idea.
I think
really
a 15 window with a walkthrough is quite a nice idea.
And a giant engine.
Huge engine.
Giant.
Huge engine.
To be honest, I should be putting more weight in the front rather than chopping a bit out. So
You're going to have to do something, aren't you? You have to balance.
yeah, things like the batteries and whatever I'm going to put in, because it'll have AC on it as well. I'm going to get clever with the AC. I'm going to not have an engine because
I picked up that AC may be an option because you said, "Oh, we'll go camping in it,"
Right. So,
and that is not an option out here without AC.
I can stick the AC compressor on the side here, but it means that I have to. At the moment, I'm going to remove one of these, so it ends up with just a single belt on it. So I've got I think it's the RS pulley system for it, so it brings it all back.
Yeah.
So there's a company that's selling for Porsches. They're selling an electric AC compressor.
The classic retrofit.
I think it might be.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with that because
Yeah.
I can get the compressor and everything at the front, underneath, keep the pipework short. I'm also going to try and put 2 condensers in it, one in the back, one in the front, so I've got front and rear AC.
Yeah,
independently. I quite enjoy the cleaning up and stripping out bit, and then the putting back together a bit. But yeah, so it does get a bit frustrating, but you get too frustrated with a bit, you just spin it around and start doing the front, change your scenery.
It's a really nice rotisserie.
Yeah, I would spin it, but the front's not. It's a bit loose at the moment. But yeah, full 360, it goes really nice without the sort of donk you get off the hexagon.
Yeah, and especially like with the wheel setup.
Yeah.
Like his toy under that cover there.
Is it?
Like brilliant for a home setup.
Cover over there.
Are they heavy?
They're not like. Yeah,
Come on, Len, come on. Look at that.
Oh, blimey! That's heavy.
So I end up with rack and pinion steering, coil over twin wishbone suspension, fully adjustable, and it's also got course adjustment, so you can actually up and raise and lower it, and then fine adjust them on these shocks. And then the rear is also the twin wishbone too.
They look really small. Are they going to be enough?
Well, the brakes,
Jesus.
they should be alright.
Wow.
I'm sure that's going to change the whole dynamic of it completely. Like,
It should.
Yeah.
There's an engine mount in here, yeah?
Yeah, well that once you take the two back end bits, this then sits between, and then you've got the different bits here, but this is the frame. Where you look at the back of the car, you've got the two horns that come down.
Yeah.
That mounts into there, and then the gearbox sits in that cradle, and then all the suspension builds up at that. But it ends up with, so it's, with this solution, it's designed for swing IRS gearbox, so it's got CV drive shafts.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, that fuel tank's just not going to be big enough.
No, it's got 2 holes in it as well, that one, so it's probably not going to work very well. So I was just about to order all this stuff brand new, and I posted on one of the groups in the UK to see if anybody had any sort of bought it and then just changed their mind. I got a few people telling me I had no chance, and all of a sudden some guy said to me, I think I saw one for sale on the Midlands split screen page. It's got on there, and yeah, sure enough, matey was selling this. He bought all the bus and all the bits, and then just didn't do anything with it. So I managed to get all the suspension, the setup, the creative engineering safaris for a fairly good price, and got it back to my mate's house, and where the engine and the gearbox and everything else is. And then when I went back in the summer, we crated everything up and shipped it on over.
wow.
Great find then.
Yeah, how long have you spent on this already?
Well, I bought it middle of last year, and then imported it, got it here around October of 2018. Got it up to a point where I could just about drive it without it being totally dangerous. Then got it registered December.
Scott should take note of that.
Drove it around for a little bit, and then stuck it in the rotisserie in April. So it's pretty much since April.
It's not too bad.
No.
It's less than 6 months now.
So how long do you think it'll be before you start?
We've just renewed the rent on this house, which it's the only reason we've got a house of this size is because it's got 3 garages. So I'd like to give myself 12 months to get it rolling, so I can move to a smaller garage.
Yeah, which is next.
October.
Next
winter.
Great for next winter.
Yeah.
That's going to be...
Oh, I can feel it. I can
like
feel a part 2, part 3 rolling series coming.
That'd be quite good, yeah. That would probably give me the motivation.
I can feel
They're
it.
coming around in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's all done.
Hi guys, we just got back from Rob's. We're about to load up on cold and flu tablets as it seems to be getting a little bit worse. I think everybody would agree that that build's absolutely fantastic to be doing it out of your garage at home. A lot of work still to do, but he's really cracked on with it. Really impressive. We are going to follow the build as it does progress over the next few weeks and perhaps few months. So please like, subscribe on the channel. Hope you enjoy the rest of our videos, and we'll catch you very soon with something new.